Hi Pisces, welcome to your love reading for July 2019. This is Elizabeth from channelguidance.com. I've already shuffled the decks for you and you did have one jumping card. Let me show you what it is. And it is the 10 of coins. So this does represent a relationship. This can be a new relationship coming in for you. This can be renewing a relationship. This card also represents marriage. It represents stability and commitment. You did have a few other jumping cards and I had to redo the reading. And I wanted to mention them in case they come up again. It was the Two of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. So that would kind of represent waiting. You're waiting for things to change for the better. There's a delay maybe as far as your love life moving forward. Let's go ahead and put this one back. Let's see if it comes up again. This is a love reading for the sign of Pisces for July 2019. Your first card, Pisces. Look at that. I'm glad I mentioned it. The Two of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Pisces for July. Nine of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Pisces for July. Three of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Pisces for July. Seven of Coins. Love reading for the sign of Pisces for July. Death. Love reading for the sign of Pisces for July. Knight of Coins. Love reading for the sign of Pisces for July. The Devil. Love reading for the sign of Pisces for July. Queen of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Pisces for July. And the Queen of Wands. Okay, what's the most important thing that Pisces needs to hear about their love life for July 2019? You have the Empress. So this represents love. This represents happiness. For many of you, this is your perfect partner, your ideal partner. For those who are single, this is, a new person coming in for you that makes you happier than you've ever been. But many of you already know this person. This can be your spouse, your husband, your wife. This is someone that gives you everything you've ever wanted. A lot of happiness coming with this card. So we'll come back to it and see how it ties in with the rest of the reading. If you would like a private reading with me, just go to my website, channelguidance.com, and I'll put a link down below. Okay, so you have the Two of Wands, the Nine of Cups, and the Three of Swords. So that Two of Wands is significant because like I mentioned, it had jumped for you. And then I restarted the video and then here it is again as your very first card. So many of you are waiting for something and you're waiting perhaps for your wishes to be granted because you have the wish card here, the Nine of Cups. You're waiting for happiness. And many of you, perhaps you are broken up because you do have the Three of Swords, which is the breakup card, the divorce card, or you're separated from the person that you love. But I mean, I feel like the message is that the breakup or the separation, it's something that is temporary because you have this Two of Wands, which means it's not really over. It's just kind of on hold for now. You're waiting maybe for someone to come around. You're waiting for someone to figure things out. So even though maybe you are hurting here with the Three of Swords, your heart is broken. There's sadness, there's tears, and you're waiting, the Two of Wands, and there's really nothing happening. There is a lot of happiness coming in for you with the Nine of Cups. This is your wish being fulfilled. So this could be your wish maybe to meet somebody new. For those who are single, it could be your wish to have an ex come back to your life. Or it could be a wish, as far as making the relationship work. Remember, the main energy is the Empress. This is you being immensely happy, not just, with the person that you love, but feeling like everything has finally come together for you. You have love, you have happiness, you just feel on top of the world. Now, the next row here, you have the Seven of Coins, Death, and the Knight of Coins. So someone is doing a lot of thinking about your relationship. And since you're the one watching the reading, you might be the one that is waiting on someone to come around. The Seven of Coins means that this person that you love, they're trying not to make kind of rash decisions. That they're thinking about what they're going to do next very carefully. They're planning. I feel like they are thinking of you, but they're trying to decide like what's best for them. They're trying to decide if maybe kind of getting back together is the best option. This is a message of choices. They're trying to make a choice right now. They're trying to make a decision. And you also have the Knight of Coins, which, this is slow progress. So this ties in with the Two of Wands. This is why you're waiting. For many of you, this is why you're not hearing kind of, anything, whether it's your current partner or your ex. This is what you're waiting for, because someone is being very careful. They're weighing their options and they're weighing the pros and cons maybe of your relationship, of your marriage. The good thing is you have death right in the center here. So death means there would be a huge change in your situation. You know, whatever it is that you have going on right now, whether it's meeting somebody new, or you're waiting for an ex, or you're waiting here if your husband or your wife wants to stay married, or if they're going to come back. Death means there would be a huge kind of life-altering event. But there's slow energy around it because someone is just being very careful and they're really thinking about things. In the meantime, you're waiting. But I see many of you hurting there with the Three of Swords. You might feel like it's really over. Keep in mind that the Two of Wands is here. That is not a message that it's over. That means that things are just on hold. Keep in mind the Death card can also represent the sign of Scorpio. So this can be an ex or it can be your partner. But for many of you, it's just, this is a big breakthrough. This is a huge change in your situation. There's an ending and a new beginning. A huge transformation. And the ending could be the end of pain, the end of confusion, the end of going back and forth, an off and on relationship. It is a life-altering event. Now in the next row here, interesting, you have two people. You have the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands with the Devil. Now the Devil can represent the sign of Capricorn, but for many of you, it's difficult energy. It can definitely be negative thinking, negative behavior patterns, jealousy, arguments, confusion, conflict, all those things that maybe cause the breakup. They're making somebody kind of back off a little bit. The Queen of Swords, this can be an air sign. Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. And then you have the Queen of Wands, which would be a fire sign. Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. Either one of these could be you as well. If you have a moon or rising, an air sign or a fire sign, it can be your partner, it can be your ex, it can be somebody new coming into your life. There are just two people here. Keep in mind that sometimes the Queen of Swords comes up and the King when someone is just doing a lot of thinking, which we see right here with the Seven of Coins. Someone is really in their head, and instead of listening to their emotions and their intuition, they're analyzing everything as far as what they're going to do. And that could just be making this worse. When you're not really listening to your emotions and you're analyzing everything, it could be leading to a lot more thinking, a lot more confusion, a lot more fear. I mean, this is a major arcana, so this could be something that is really kind of working against your relationship. But you also have the Queen of Wands, and if it's not a fire sign, the King and the Queen of Wands, they're about taking action. So again, someone could be doing a lot of thinking as far as finally taking action on your relationship, getting in touch with you, working things out. I just feel for some of you, this represents fear. If there's not cheating or any type of negativity like that, this is just fear, and it's just somebody's feeling really pessimistic and they're just overthinking things. Let me get a few more so we can get the full message. What other messages are there for the sign of Pisces as far as their love life for July? Ten of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Pisces for July. Page of Coins. Love reading for the sign of Pisces for July. Two of Swords. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Need I say more? There is something here that is weighing down a relationship. Keep in mind this can also be fear, because you also have the Devil here. The Ten of Wands means that there is a heavy burden around your relationship, and somebody feels just really kind of burnt out from everything. So maybe this energy from the Devil can be, maybe a lot of negativity, a lot of fighting, just kind of not getting along. Someone is tired of this. And I mean, this can definitely be the person that you're waiting for. Maybe that's why they're being very careful and they're thinking about things very carefully. They're trying to make the best decision that they can. Meanwhile, you're having to wait. But this does mean that maybe there's a heavy burden around a relationship. Maybe somebody lied. Maybe you can't forget about this. This is something that is just, it's sucking all the happiness and the life out of a relationship or a marriage. But it's also making somebody feel like, I don't know if I can do this anymore. I don't know if I want to do this anymore. Either way, they're looking at it. You have the Page of Coins. This means that someone is looking very closely at you, their feelings for you, your feelings for them. They're examining them in the month of July. Yes, there's heaviness and, there's burdens, there's negativity, but they are examining their feelings for you. So this card ties in with this one. There's a lot of thinking. Someone is definitely thinking of you, and they're thinking, what should I do next? What should I do next? How is this going to end? But they're pretty stuck. You have the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords means that, this is a stalemate. Somebody just, they feel it's too complicated and they really don't know what to do. The Two of Swords is all about Very, very difficult decisions. You also have the Two of Wands, so the twos do represent choices. So, I mean, either you're having to choose between two people, or you're having to choose if you're going to stay or go, or your partner is having to make a really complicated decision. And either way, like I said, they are thinking of you. They're thinking about their feelings for you, your feelings for them. It's just something's weighing down the relationship here with the Ten of Wands. Keep in mind the main energy was the Empress. I mean, you can be happy. I mean, I forgot to mention, but the Empress also represents the sign of Aries. If your partner or an ex is an Aries, this represents their energy, but this just means that you can have it all. But it's, you know, kind of on hold, the Two of Wands. It's not over, it's just on hold. Okay, let's get a few cards from the confirmation deck. What other messages are there for the sign of Pisces for July? Six of Cups. What other messages are there for the sign of Pisces for July? The Queen of Cups. What other messages are there for the sign of Pisces for July? The Devil. What's the most important thing that Pisces needs to hear about their love life for July 2019? The message you have, Pisces, is death. So that's huge because you have it right here. This is your repeat card, but keep in mind that the Devil, I'll just put it here for now. The Devil is also your repeat card. There you go. Same card, different deck. Same card, different deck. So let me interpret this for you. I mean, there can be a huge change. I mean, no matter what you're dealing with right now, whether somebody's talking about divorce, or somebody has moved out, or somebody's talking about moving out, or somebody's talking about breaking up, or they've already broken up with you, it can still change. I mean, this is your strongest message. When they jump like this, that's why I use two different decks. This is the most important thing that you need to hear. There can be a huge change, a transformation in your love life, regardless of what it is that's working against you right now. But there does have to be an ending. With death, there always has to be an ending in order for there to be a new beginning. I feel like the ending is this heaviness, this burden. And of course, I mean, the elephant in the room here, the Devil, 2 times. That's also a really important message for you, that there is something kind of working against your relationship. There is some type of negativity. I don't always get this, but sometimes the Devil can represent temptation. I mean, again, it's not going to be for everyone. Many of you may say, like, that's not what's going on here. But for some of you, it is. It could be, you know, somebody is trying to tempt your partner away from you. But for many of you, it's just, I feel like it's negative thinking, pessimism, because so much has happened here with the Ten of Wands. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look here. Six of Cups. So, you know, this is past energy. And for many of you, it could be that it's just things have been unresolved as far as you and your partner, with the Devil being here. The past is still haunting you. Maybe you've had arguments and conflict in the past that maybe it never were resolved. And that's the baggage that you're carrying around, the Ten of Wands. Maybe that is the burden. There's issues from the past. Or maybe for some of you, I don't always get this, but there can be someone from the past that's causing kind of negativity around you and your partner. This is just kind of past energy, emotions, memories. You have your energy here as the Queen of Cups because you are a water sign. If your partner or an ex is also a water sign, either a Pisces, a Scorpio, or a Cancer, then this represents them. I feel like it's just you. There is kind of past energy around you here, but I feel like it's something that's working against you. Like there's just, you know, arguments that are just constantly recycled, issues that were not healed. This is the heaviness that I see here. But since you have death as a repeat card, you can really work on changing this in the month of July. Because this is your repeat card. It can be a huge transformation, but you've got to let the past go. You've got to let that conflict, the pain, the disagreements, everything that worked against you. In order for there to be this, you know, huge new beginning from the Death card, you've got to let the past go. It's not over. It's just on hold. Okay, so let's look at exes using this deck right here. I've already shuffled it, so let me get these out of the way. And as always with the X spread, it can be someone you had a long-term committed relationship with, but can also just be someone that you dated, someone that you kind of saw a few times and just want to know if you're going to hear from them again. Let's see what comes up for you. Show us the energies around Pisces and their ex for July. Page of Swords. Pisces and their ex for July. 5 of Swords. Pisces and their ex for July. The World. Pisces and their ex for July. Queen of Cups. Pisces and their ex for July. Interesting. King of Cups. Pisces and their ex for July. Four of Wands. Okay, so let's take a look at these. Let's start at the top. Page of Swords, Five of Swords, the World. So, I mean, again, it's time for, it can be time for a new cycle as far as you and your ex. That's why I kept saying in the first spread, it's not over, it's just on hold. You do have to communicate. I mean, I feel like there's something you don't know, because the Page of Swords, it represents honesty. It means that there is something that someone has to reveal. They have to be completely open and honest. The Page of Swords is just being completely upfront, completely blunt, and just kind of saying, like, maybe this is why I left, this is what I was thinking, this is why I gave up on you, this is what made me walk away. This is just complete honesty. I feel like being completely honest, whether it's you or your ex, complete honesty will change everything, because you've got the World here. The World is a card of victory, and it means that you've kind of checked off all the boxes, and now you're ready for a new beginning. Remember, Death was your repeat card in the first spread. There can be a huge transformation in your love life. But for many of you, there's something that's not been said with the Page of Swords. There's a need to communicate the truth in order for you to move on to this energy from the World, where it is a new cycle for your relationship. It is a new beginning. You also have the Five of Swords in between these. So this is kind of like an obstacle, because the Five of Swords is negativity. This is one of my least favorite cards in the deck, because everything that it represents is negative. I mean, you can't really sugarcoat this card. Either it represents sabotage, self-sabotage, or just very bad decisions. Although keep in mind that the very bad decision or unwise decision could have been to maybe let you go or to break up with you, or maybe to lie to you. So again, the Five of Swords can just be that they made a mistake. They made a mistake. They could be communicating that to you in the month of July. So just kind of, be open to what they might say. Because, I mean, I feel like here, someone will just be completely honest. And again, it could be painful. It may not be what you want to hear. But with that Five of Swords, it usually means someone has made a mistake. They have sabotaged your relationship. Or maybe, that person, it also represents self-sabotage. This is just someone that just, they mess up all the time. They do and say all the wrong things. They are their own worst enemy. So again, it's communicated to you that they made a mistake, and you would have to really kind of hear them out and accept that if you want to move on with this energy from the World, a new cycle. Now here, we've got two water signs, Queen of Cups, King of Cups with the Four of Wands. So of course, one of them is you, because you're a water sign, and the other can be your partner, your ex, especially if they are another water sign, another Pisces, a Cancer, or Scorpio. Male or female, sun, moon, or rising. I see you together here. I mean, one of these is you, and I mean, the other can also be, sometimes the King and the Queen of Cups come up when someone is very loving, very emotional, very intuitive, very receptive, romantic. These are all kind of energies of the King and the Queen of Cups. They don't have to necessarily be a water sign. But this is just a lot of emotion around you and your ex. There's still a lot of feelings. There's still a lot of emotion. And of course, you get the Four of Wands. This is a relationship, but this is more than a relationship. This is stability. This is stability, and you did have the Ten of Pentacles jump for you at the beginning of the reading, that's also a card of stability and commitment. The Four of Wands is also a card of marriage, really kind of putting down roots. It's a card of home. That possibility is still there for you. Again, there's a lot of emotion, but there has to be honesty. And again, it's, there was maybe a very unwise decision. There was sabotage. Somebody just made a very, very bad mistake, and they could be letting you know what they did in the month of July. There can be a new beginning, but the World is also about endings. So that's a huge message for you for the month of July. Endings and new beginnings. If you want to move on, you've got to let the past go. Let me get a few more for you. What other messages are there for the sign of Pisces about their ex for July? Knight of Cups. What other messages are there for the sign of Pisces for July? Queen of Pentacles. Messages for Pisces about their ex for July. Four of Cups. Okay, so let's take a look at this. You have an earth sign, which would be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Male or female, sun, moon, or rising. It can represent you, or it can represent your ex. What I see around this person is, there is change. You have the Knight of Cups. So this would be your relationship with your ex moving forward. This can be a proposal to get back together. This can just be your relationship continuing to grow. Maybe them trying to win you back. But there is some unhappiness here with the Four of Cups. There's some unhappiness. And keep in mind, everything that came up in the first spread, you may want to go back and watch, because you had some difficult cards there, like the Two of Swords. You had the Devil as a repeat card. You had the Ten of Wands. There is still some unhappiness here. With the Four of Cups, it could just be that, someone is just very, very unhappy. Maybe that's also what's kind of working against you and your ex. This means that they're so unhappy that they've kind of pulled away from everything and everyone, and they're keeping to themselves. And this is a card of just not caring anymore. But still, there can be change here with the Knight of Cups. There can be progress in your relationship. It's just there's sabotage, and somebody really needs to speak the truth with the Page of Swords. And then you can have this energy of finally closing the door to the past, moving on to the next cycle in your relationship. A lot of emotion between you and your ex. Okay, so let's look at singles using this deck right here. I've already shuffled it. And you did have one jumping card, which I'll give you a hint, it wasn't here as well. So for the single spread, if you're not sure if your ex is going to come back, and you just want to know, maybe will there be somebody else? Of course, if you're completely single, then this is for you. Let me show you the jumping card. Knight of Cups. So, if you're kind of somewhere between your ex and single, this card was in the ex spread, the Knight of Cups. So there can be somebody kind of coming in. The Knight of Cups is kind of like a knight in shining armor. Somebody's coming in. They want to get to know you. They want to romance you. This is movement in your love life. So let's put that back in there. That was just a jumping card. And let's see what comes up for the sign of Pisces. Can Pisces find a new relationship in the month of July 2019? Knight of Swords. Can Pisces find a new relationship in the month of July? The Moon. Can the sign of Pisces find a new relationship in the month of June? Ten of Wands. Can the sign... Did I say June? Okay, I meant July. Can Pisces find a new relationship in the month of July? Six of Wands. Can the sign of Pisces find a new relationship in the month of July? Eight of Wands. Can the sign of Pisces find a new relationship in the month of July? The Hermit. Okay. So let's look at these, see what you have here. There can definitely be a lot of people coming in and out of your life with the Knight of Swords. I don't always get this, because I usually don't read the Knights as court cards, but they can be an air sign. Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, male or female, sun, moon, or rising. I just feel like for some of you, it is an air sign that you're looking for. And of course, we're looking at a spread for those of you who are completely single, or you're just open to meeting somebody new and you want to know, is July a good month for me to be looking, for me to be putting myself out there? And I feel like it is, because you have a lot of movement here, a lot of people coming in and out of your life. You also have the Six of Wands. This is victory. So you can definitely succeed in meeting that special person. You've got the Eight of Wands. This is a lot of excitement around your love life. Keep in mind that you did have the Knight of Cups jump for you. That is someone coming in trying to romance you. That is movement in your love life. This is excitement that you have been waiting for. And this usually means you've been waiting for some time. You'd almost given up hope. For some of you, keep in mind that you have the Moon here. The Moon is, it represents a sign of Pisces. And for some of you, it can be another Pisces that is coming in for you. You also have the Hermit, which represents a sign of Virgo. So there can be either another Pisces or a Virgo that you're meeting. But you want to be ready for a new relationship, because here we go again with the Ten of Wands. This came up in the first spread that I did for you. There's still some heaviness around you, around your love life. You're maybe still carrying a torch for someone. Maybe you've not quite let go. There's heaviness. There's a heavy burden there. So the Moon can definitely tie in with this, because the Moon can mean that maybe there's fear around letting somebody in. Maybe you don't understand. To me, the Moon, it usually... I feel like this card, the best meaning for the Moon is that there's a lot of things you don't know. There's a lot of things that you don't understand. A lot of things that are hidden. And for those of you where you've been single for a really, really long time, and you wonder, why can't I meet somebody? Everyone else does, why can't I? There can be things that are kind of going on behind the scenes that you don't understand. Maybe you're not even aware of them. It's not that you're doing it on purpose. You're just not aware. And that would be where this card comes in. What heaviness do you have around you? Is it like an ex? Is it someone that hurt you? Is there some burden you're carrying around? Is it maybe that you don't have time for your love life? You have too much going on. You're just weighed down by your problems, other people's issues. Work on that, because I mean, you have victory. You can meet somebody in the month of July. There can be a lot of excitement. This can even be travel. This can even be, you know, kind of flying overseas. There can be kind of a romance with maybe somebody online. I don't always say that, but this can literally represent kind of getting on a plane and going overseas. It can be with someone who's a Virgo, but I mean, the Hermit is also saying you have some thinking to do when it comes to your love life. The Hermit represents soul searching, figuring out the truth, because the Moon does represent sometimes self-deceit. There's something that you're not seeing. Although, also, I mean, it's a general reading, so I try to go over everything that I can possibly say. The Moon can represent self-deceit, although it can also represent deceit coming from another person. So if you're meeting somebody new in the month of July, keep your eyes open. If it sounds too good to be true, I hate to sound pessimistic, but it probably is too good to be true. Just kind of keep your eyes open. Pisces is very intuitive, and nobody's going to pull anything on you. Like, you will know. If somebody's BSing you, you will know. There's going to be a lot of people going in and out of your life. And those people that go, like, just let them go. They don't deserve you anyway. There can be victory, and, you know, that excitement you've been waiting for, it's here. Just, you know, do your homework with the Hermit. Search for the truth. If you're not meeting anybody, figure out why. You know, are you just too busy? Are you still thinking about an ex? Is it pain that you're carrying around? There is some heaviness there with the Ten of Wands. And like I said, it is a repeat card. It's not just in this spread. It was also in the first spread that I did for you. So there can be happiness here. It's just you got to figure out, if you're not meeting that person, why am I not meeting them? Okay, Pisces, this has been your love reading for July 2019. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll speak to you again next month.